If you have clicked on this video, you are now watching the end of my Paris-only run-through of this Pokemon Fire Red playthrough. I have made it all the way to the champion. You can see we are entering with level 66 Paris, who is our ace. I am getting rid of my trusty hidden power and replacing it with secret power. Just because we are so out of PP, we have literally nothing left to replenish our PP with. So that has been the biggest challenge so far. And my next biggest challenge is the fact that if this Pidgeot gets even one hit on us, it is going to absolutely obliterate our little ace Paris. Now, if you're wondering why on earth I'm using only a Paris, where I got this idea from, I got this from my first ever childhood friend, Caitlin. I was in kindergarten, first grade. I think I was in first grade. And you can see right there, one hit from this Pidgeot and we are done. Thankfully, I do have a Quick Claw on our Paris, so it took me quite a few tries. But eventually we were able to go first and put Pidgeot to sleep, where we can go into the rest of our battle plan. Now, my friend Caitlin, she came up to me on the well, it wasn't the playground, it was just outside, but we were all playing outside, and I had my Game Boy Color with me playing Pokemon Yellow version. I sucked. There's a story time later for how terrible I was at the beginning, but she helped me get the first badge by helping me capture a Caterpie and then training that into a Butterfree to defeat Brock. My mom had made a promise to me, because I had been stuck on that for so long, that if I beat Brock and got the first badge, she would get me Pokemon Red version. So that day I was able to get Pokemon Red version, and I made a new lifelong friend in Caitlin. I haven't talked to her in a couple of years, but you know, she was my first childhood best friend, and I will forever be grateful for having her as a part of my life. But anyway, we have moved on to our ride-on in this fight. I have gotten it asleep. I am going to implement my strategy, because we can at least live a hit from this thing if it wakes up and manages to hit us. But I'm going to up my evasiveness, put it back to sleep. Once I get my evasiveness to +6, I also have an X attack and an X speed. That is something from this playthrough that I have learned, is how valuable these X items can be late game. So I've never really been much of a fan of using X items before, but going forward, if I do another solo playthrough run, you can bet your bottom dollar that I'm going to have some X attacks. But I'm not too worried about this ride-on. I am fairly certain we can one-hit this thing with Giga Drain once we get literally everything set up. And that is my strategy for trying to go in and defeat our rival, who I have nicknamed YouTube. So, looking back, I think I would rather have... I would much rather have had some different moves on this thing, I think, if I had more TMs, PP, stuff like that, but I think we can do this, and I definitely kind of wish I would have recorded, because I tried this fight with a couple of different strategies with some different move sets and everything, and the one I settled on that you see here in this video was the best one I came up with, and it was only like my third attempt at trying to beat him, and I was like, oh, we can do this. So when I went in to actually record this, though, oh my god, so many problems. I think this fight took me well over an hour of having to go back and reset. But as you can see here, we are done setting up, so the boring part is over, so we can get into the attacking part. And just like I thought, it is a one-hit KO on this ride-on. That is why I wanted to make sure I had Giga Drain on this thing, was for the ride-on and for the Blastoise at the end. It was the stuff in the middle, like the Pidgeot and this Arcanine, that I thought were going to give me some huge problems. The Arcanine is coming out. It's going to lower our attack, which, granted, I do have the X attack on, but, you know, it just would have been nice to have just that little bit of extra stuff. That flamethrower is nasty. Thankfully, with our evasiveness up, it's not going to be able to hit us very often, if at all. As you can see, that secret power just does nothing. And I know the Giga Drain's not really going to do anything either, so I am just, oh my god. Here we paralyze the Arcanine, which was not my intent. I was not wanting to have this thing be paralyzed. Yeah, it's going to help us make sure that we always move first, and 50% of the time it's not going to attack, but that's not as good as it being asleep and 100% of the time not attacking. But anyway, it gets fully parried there, and I'm like, ooh, we are so close. I'm afraid that if I don't get a crit here, but it doesn't matter, I do get the crit. Oh my god. Thank you. That we needed that crit, or I'm fairly certain we were not going to take it down, and he was going to full potion up. Full restore up, which is bad for us because, as you can see from our PP, I'm going to need that to take the rest of these Pokemon down. So Alakazam goes straight to sleep. I'm not too worried about this Alakazam. Even if it wakes up, I know we can tank a Psychic from this thing. So let's see how much our secret power does. And actually, that's good damage. Thank you. That's a 3-hit shot, but unfortunately, I think it's also going to, if I did one more of those, it would put it into full restore range. So I decided to use a Giga Drain. This thing's special defense is ridiculous, so hopefully, and no, it did not full restore. Thank you. So now let's see if we can tank this Psychic as long as it's not a crit. We do tank it. It's going to lower our special defense, which might not be good, but anyway, I decided to put this thing to sleep so that I can fully heal up before we move on into his last Pokemon or two. I can't remember if he only has Blastoise left. No, he has Blastoise and Exeggutor left, I think. So I put it to sleep just so I can have full health. It wakes up, tries to use Psychic. It doesn't hit, thank you. Evasiveness. And secret power to take it all the way down there. So now we are down to just the Exeggutor and the Blastoise. We gain a level to level 67. So I am really grateful that we are not drastically over leveled. I mean, we're only 6 levels ahead of this Exeggutor. So honestly, fair play, I think. Again, probably the best strategy is just to put this thing to sleep and just hammer away at it with those secret powers. Hopefully it doesn't heal up 2 or 3 times because we only have 11 more hits with this secret power and that does nothing. Oh my god, we're going to have to get so lucky. Egg Bomb comes in and thankfully we tank that. A little surprising that it hit me, but hey, at least we hit it and it didn't crit us because we would have been dead to a crit there. So, put this thing back to sleep. Please stay asleep for longer than just 1 turn this time, because I have to heal up, because one more Egg Bomb, if it breaks through my double teams, is going to kill us. And of course, it immediately wakes back up, tries another Egg Bomb, but it cannot hit us. We are just too evasive. And of course, put it back to sleep. I'm a little worried at this point of also running out of Spore PP, because if we get into a struggle battle, I do not think we're going to be able to handle that, just because this thing is so fragile at this point in the game that Exeggutor and Blastoise would have no problem if we just had to struggle this thing out. But we're down to 8, now 7 as I hit it, and I'm like, oh gosh, it is going to need... He's going to heal back up, so I've just got to trust that maybe we can get another lucky crit here. And we do get another lucky crit. Oh my god, that could not have come at a better time. I'm well over an hour, possibly an hour and a half into doing this battle over and over, so thankfully we are down to the Blastoise. And honestly, I'm starting to get jittery. I'm like, we're doing it. This is it. This is done. I just got to put this thing to sleep, Giga Drain it hopefully twice to take it down, and I think we've got it. So let's see. We've got 3 Giga Drains to work with, so we cannot afford this thing to Hyper Potion or Full Restore up, and ooh, it gets just under half. So this is going to take the last 2, and I'm afraid that if it doesn't kill it in these last 2, if it Full Restores up, but I'm like, wait a second, this thing has a berry. So I'm really hoping that after we put this thing to sleep, if we hit it once, it'll get into the range of the berry, and the berry will take it out of range for the CPU to try to do a full restore. So that is what I am hoping and praying on. This entire run comes down to this, because without these Giga Drains, it's just going to be a struggle bus. And he would definitely full restore up there, but we got to have that berry come in. So this is it. Wait, I thought there was a berry. Oh wait, it comes after the rain. Okay. So the berry comes in, and if it... Ooh, that is so close, but I'm fairly certain we are outside, and we are. We hit the last Giga Drain, the Blastoise goes down. And with that, can you beat Pokemon Fire Red with a Paris only? Yes. Yes, you can, and I was only level 67, just a couple of levels higher than the champion's highest Pokemon. So with that, I have taken this Paris all the way, and we have become the Pokemon League champion with, quite honestly, probably one of the weakest Gen 1 Pokemon possible. But there's only one more thing to do in this to honor my friend Caitlin, and that is see our Paris in the Hall of Fame, which, oh my god, this is so cathartic. Welcome to the Hall of Fame indeed. So thank you for watching, and I will see you in my next video. This has been Logan S. Take care.